Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Regenerative Business Podcast with me, Sam Garcia. Today, we're going to be talking about the 7 signs your business has a copy problem. I have a feeling I might uncover some extra signs as we go about this episode, but I have a list of 7 here in front of me already. So this is a really important one to listen to if you feel like your posts on social media are just disappearing into the void, or when you pitch something or offer something, it just feels like it's met with silence instead of sales. So if so, you might have a copy problem. So you can use these 7 signs today to diagnose if your business has any copywriting issues, understand why it's happening, and we're also going to look at some simple fixes that you can implement immediately. This is something I've seen again and again with clients who get really upset about the algorithm or really upset about some collective crisis happening, or they feel like they're doing all the things and their effort isn't amounting to anything. It's honestly often a copywriting problem. And of course, before we get into this, just a reminder that today Copywriting Alchemy is open, and it's the very last day that you can get $300 off the entire program. So 40% off the entire program, as well as joining the live round, the only live round that's going to be happening for 2025. Now, this is the program formerly known as Regenerative Copywriting Studio. I consider it to be the hidden gem course in my business ecosystem, because it seems like people are way more excited by the idea of setting up an evergreen funnel or learning this next big tactic for blah, 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 instead of realizing that the most foundational thing that you can change in your business is copywriting. It's something that transcends all quote unquote tactics. It transcends algorithms. It transcends any platform that you're on. So it's a skill set that you can work and you can develop that can fuel your entire business now and for decades to come. Because it's not just a growth tactic that works on Instagram now. It's a science and an art that is learnable, that can become intuitive, and is the number one thing that I see for businesses that have a cult following. And if you listened to my episode with Simone Soul, we had on here a few years ago now, I think it was just called like how to create a cult following, something along those lines. You'll hear that the messaging bit is such a huge part of this. And she's such a great example of being an excellent copywriter and using her words to change the world, to magnetize people in, to really create this lightning bolt right towards your soul. So it doesn't matter how many people, it's not about this like big visibility thing. You become different enough and potent enough that your conversion rates don't make sense, which is so fun. Okay, so on to our 7 signs. So our first sign that your business has a copywriting problem is that you hear crickets on your posts and in response to your emails. This happens, or one of the reasons this happens, is your message isn't clear or compelling enough to stop the scroll. Now, there's a few different reasons this could be happening. One of them can be you're using jargon from your industry or coach speak that you think makes sense, but to your ideal person that you want to work with, it just falls flat. Or you're not being specific enough and you're using generalized terms, or you're just playing it really safe. You're not actually getting vulnerable. You're not actually sharing yourself. You're not sharing your unique ethos of the world. And so you become a commodity, as in you are comparable to other people who do what you do. You are just another course on XYZ topic. You are just another graphic designer. You are just another florist. You are just another therapist. When you don't go that level deeper and share you become a commodity. So our second sign that it's a copy problem is that your launches flop or barely break even. This often happens because your copywriting isn't connecting the dots between your offer and their desires. Now, you may have heard me talk about this over and over and over again. So please check in. Do you get this? What happens when you're an expert is, again, you start using this jargon or you start talking about what people need. And of course, you want to give them what they actually need. But in order for people to actually want to work with you, you have to talk about what they want and give them what they want. Then you can give them what they need, but you have to start meeting them where they're at. You start with meeting them where they're at. Our third sign is that your engagement is low, despite showing up consistently. So you're sending out emails every single week. You're posting on whatever your visibility channel is, of course, whether that is multiple times a week on social media or once a week on YouTube or once a week on your podcast. You've been consistent for months and your engagement is still low. One reason why this can happen is you're playing it too safe. You're using vanilla copy that doesn't evoke any emotion, or you just haven't learned the basic skills that guide people to engage with your work. Using good headlines, having compelling call to actions, being incredibly clear. A fix with this, beyond just learning those skills, is sharing more polarizing or bold takes that show off your unique perspective. This can also be like what we said before, where you start storytelling more. You start sharing more of yourself so that you're less of a commodity. I've seen this time and again where clients will start shifting their messaging and their engagement will double in a single post. And that can change the entire direction of your business. A lot of times it is just these little tweaks that make massive difference when it comes to how we communicate with the world, how we communicate with our people. Okay, so our fourth sign is that your messaging feels vague or hard to explain. Like if someone asks what you do, you're like, oh, you wouldn't know. You'd have to experience it to get it. Now, this is so funny to say because it sounds ridiculous, but being in the spirituality space, it happens so often. Maybe this is you and I'm just calling you out. You might feel cool and exclusive, saying that your work is so unique and hard to explain and you wouldn't get it unless you experience it, but you won't be able to actually scale up your business unless you do the work for your people. When you are not clear on who you're speaking to and what they truly want, it's a problem. Or maybe you are clear on who you're speaking to and what they want, but you're honestly being lazy. You just want to be in your craft, which is amazing. It usually means you're amazing at your craft. You get your clients amazing results. But doing the one-time work of learning how to communicate what you do is worth it. Our brains use 20% of our body's total energy. So 20% of the calories that you consume, our brains use, despite being only 2% of our body weight. So over time, our brains being these brilliant supercomputers, it's learned to be efficient with its calorie usage. So when you make someone else's brain work harder, when they're just scrolling on Instagram, they will keep scrolling unless you're giving them some sort of dopamine hit or emotional feedback loop of some sort. If you don't help other people's brain understand what your work is, they're going to give up. Unconsciously, they're going to give up and keep scrolling. So the fifth sign that your business has a copywriting problem is you keep attracting the wrong people. You're not actually excited to show up for the clients that you already have. This happens because your copy is calling in people who don't align with your values or your offers. Now, this can be fixed in your copywriting. You can make this so clear, not just directly, but in sharing your ethos and sharing your stories and how you actually talk to people. Your copywriting is your number one way of attracting in soulmate clients other than the energetic side of it. Our sixth sign is that people are saying, you're so inspiring, but then don't buy. So you're sharing posts, you're sharing emails, and people are saying, oh my gosh, I'm so inspired by this. Oh my gosh, you're doing such good work. This happens because your copy inspires without showcasing how you can help them solve a problem. It doesn't demonstrate your authority or your credibility. So the fix here is, of course, being really, really clear on what is the problem that you solve for your people. What are you helping them do? And actually communicating your authority, whether that's through case studies and testimonials or your certifications or the story that you have of transforming this problem in your own life. This is such an important piece. Okay, and our seventh sign that your business has a copywriting problem is that you're stuck on the hamster wheel of content creation. You already know that you have to be consistent to create intimacy with your people, and you're committed to that. But what a lot of people miss is that you can actually repurpose your content and your copy effectively, and you can infuse your energy into the repurposing of your copy so that it works even if your energy isn't plugged into it and you have a team supporting you putting stuff out. You want your copy to work hard on its own for you. Another solution here is actually using proven frameworks and templates to write copy faster and make each post work for you. So not just running things on the fly. And I do a ton of writing and creation on the fly. I think it makes really powerful in the moment stuff. But that's also after years of studying copywriting, years of implementing stuff that works, implementing stuff that aligns with the psychology of change. So circling back to vanilla copy, because a big problem I see a lot of people making is, they're being consistent, but they're being really consistent on putting out vanilla copywriting. Safe, boring copy doesn't convert. It doesn't evoke emotion or connection. It's forgettable in a crowded online space. It doesn't challenge readers or invite them into bigger action. Instead, we really want this magic of magnetic copy, which is like a lightning bolt to your ideal client's soul. They can't look away. They've been impacted. It speaks directly to their desires, fears, and aspirations. So be honest with yourself right here. Are you hiding? Are you not actually sharing your truth, your vulnerability? Because guess what? When you actually create intimacy within your business, between you and the people you're here to serve, that's when those conversion rates go up. Because people can feel you. People want to do business with other people. Real people, not AI robots or vanilla perfect A student masks where you're just putting your shiniest self forward and masking the other parts of you because you're afraid people are going to not like you or you're going to make people upset. Okay, so I wanted to give you some actionable tips to improve your copy today. And there were also plenty sprinkled throughout this entire episode. Really easy one. Actually start with a bold hook when you're writing. In an email, this would be your subject line. In a social media post, this is your very first line before people see more. This is prime real estate. This is the most important thing you're writing, because if they don't open the email or click see more on the post, it doesn't matter what the rest of the email says or the post says. So that should always get extra attention. Second one, write to one person, not a crowd. Keep your ideal person in mind. You hear a lot of authors, a lot of writers saying this. People who write entire books as if they're writing to one person, whether that's their best friend who loves them or one client that got amazing results. What would you tell them if you're creating this new course or this new offer and you're holding them in your mind? Next actionable tip, add specifics to your copy. You already know this. You already know to be specific. So instead of grow your business, say triple your revenue in 6 months. And that's not even like good. Like if I was trying hard and wanted to actually make someone stop, I could say turn up the sales, build a foundation for abundance, and grow beyond $10,000 months. Specific. It's what my people want for one of my offers at least. And then fourth, infuse personality and ethos. Share your story, share your beliefs, share your quirks, share yourself. Your people are drawn to you. People want to work with real people. And of course, use clear call to actions. Don't just inspire, tell them what to do next. Click here to learn more. Go to my link in bio to book your call where we'll talk about X, Y, and Z. Tell people what to do. So if any of these 7 signs your business has a copywriting problem was yelling at you, like, that's what you're fucking doing, babe, then I invite you to jump into Copywriting Alchemy today. The doors are open for this final day at 40% off. That price goes up at midnight Eastern time tonight. And also, if you join during this special period, you also get access to the live calls with me. So I've never done a live round of Regenerative Copywriting Studio, now known as Copywriting Alchemy. It was released last year as a self-study program and within a larger group program I had. So this is really, really special. There's going to be 2 live Q&A calls with me where you can get your questions answered, and then 2 live copy coaching sessions. What that's going to look like is you actually get to bring your copy to the call and have my eyes on them. I'm going to do as many as I can in the 60-minute chunk, but as you'll see in the program, we already have pre-recorded copy audits in there where students sent in their sales pages, Facebook ads, posts, emails, home pages, and we reviewed them and gave feedback on them. And it's one of the best parts of the program. In the survey I sent out to all past students, people always mention more copy audits, more copy coaching. So this is your opportunity to be a part of the live part of that. So if you're ready to write words that sell out your offers, fill up your business ecosystem with soulmate clients, and ignite the revolution that you're destined to lead, come join me in Copywriting Alchemy. You'll find the link in the show notes to join.